All right, no TCE, no boss battle intro for today. We're having a little bit of an issue, a little technical difficulty. We're going to be streaming on Twitch only and also on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with X, but it's kind of bugging out. But what's going on, guys? This is episode 60, boss battle, featuring Dima from Calamity. Dima, how you doing, my friend?
Yes, thank you. Doing fine. Busy with work, as always. Lots of work.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Familiar with that. What's going on, Ramen? My co-host, how you doing, brother? Where your eyes going?
Oh, sorry, my printer started to do that cycling thing where it like tests itself, and it was kind of crazy. But I'm doing amazing, keeping it blazing. You know how we do it. Episode number 60 here. Play Calamity. I'm ready to bring the Calamity, ready to bring the excitement. Dima, it's a pleasure to have you here, friend.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. Now we're going to go over the rules real quick. For those of you who are not familiar with the show, how the rules work. So you have to have an A85 average across all bosses. That's an A85 average that you got to have across all bosses. Toward the end of each round, people vote on X. Actually, I think we're going to switch it to Twitch today because X is kind of down. And then there will be a cooldown period for the Slurpee voltage round. So basically, this is like a cooldown period where the questions that we ask are not going to be applied to your overall score in that 85 average or above. But just a little fun, lighthearted questions. But Dima, you ready to play some boss battle?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Not
Lesson.
By the way, guys, we have some custom bosses for today's show. We're going to have custom bosses for every guest that comes onto the show. So if you want to get your game out there and get some custom boss work, come through. Question 1 says, can you tell us about the story behind Big Beluga Studio and what inspired you to create Calamity? And there's a follow-up question after that, so I'll wait for the answer for this.
Yeah, by the way, like no idea where this Big Beluga comes from because that's totally not the name of our studio. But sure, I'll tell you the story behind Calamity. So that's my passion project. I don't have classic Web 2 game development background. Before working on the Calamity, I used to work for almost a decade and a boring corporate job. Then in 2017, I learned about crypto, dived deep into it, was very active since then. In 2019, I joined one of the crypto startups, worked there for a couple of years. And in 2022, during the previous crazy NFT bull run, some of the MMORPGs, crypto MMORPGs were announced, like Triverse, for example, and Ember Sword. But back then, there was nothing to play, no mid-core games with a real-time gameplay. And I've been a gamer all my life, played a lot of Lineage 2, played a lot of World of Warcraft, played a lot of Dota when it was part of the Warcraft 3 custom map. So I just said, fuck it. Always wanted to be part of the game development. So I just bootstrapped the development out of my own pocket with my mate and co-founder, Seva. We hired an outsourced studio, started working with them. Eventually, back in previous year, we just created our own studio. We picked some nice guys from the outsourced studio. We hired some more people, and right now, it's fully in-house game development.
For sure. And the follow-up question also says, what was the original spark that made you guys want to bring a classic MMORPG gameplay to Web3?
Yeah, as I mentioned, I always enjoyed MMORPGs. Played lots of Lineage 2, played lots of World of Warcraft, and I, as a gamer, couldn't play anything back then. There was no real-time gameplay games in crypto. So basically, that was a spark. There's nothing to play. Let's build our own game. And since then, we were fueled with a passion.
Love that. Sometimes you got to put matters into your own hands, right, Ramen?
100%. I love it too. It's great.
Yes,
It's
sir,
let's
yes,
make our own.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of people kind of have the sentiment. We're like, we're tired of seeing what's on the timeline. Let's make our own thing. Like, I'm starting to get that sentiment from a lot of builders in this space. But move on to the next question here. It says, you've drawn inspiration from legendary titles like World of Warcraft, like you mentioned, Lineage, Diablo, and Albion Online. What specific mechanics from each of these games shine through Calamity, and how do they work together?
Yeah, I mean, if you played some of those games, you can totally find something familiar. Like, for example, enhancement system that was picked from Lineage 2 and from some of the Asian games, where you have, this like risk and reward system, where you risk during enhancement, it has a chance to fail, and when you have highly enhanced weapon, it starts to glow, so everybody in the city sees that you have a cool weapon. We took a lot of inspiration from World of Warcraft in terms of skills that classes have. We picked a system from Albion Online where your class is dependent on the equipment that you have on your character, and like lots and lots of other mechanics that are like familiar for all players. Like, for example, gems system where you can put gems inside of your equipment is something that all of Blizzard games have. Yeah, so like we tried to not invent a bicycle, but took all already like battle proven mechanics and put them together into a nice game.
Nice. Like the little combination of everything put together here under one roof. Next question here says, you recently announced the migration from Base to Ronin Network, calling it the leading home for Web3 gaming. What drove this decision, and what benefits will players experience from this move?
Yeah, so basically, we were at a hard spot. Like previously, we were on a Treasure Network. It closed, so we were looking for a new home. And basically, we just followed what our community wanted. We already had an established community, and maybe like 80% of them were cheering for Ronin. So we decided not to go against our community and go to the Ronin. And also, we believe that for a game, it's pretty solid and safe choice if we are speaking about like mid long-term plans. And we already can see like a warm welcome from Ronin community. Our let's say so like mindshare on the Twitter is raising after our move. So we see some Ronin KOLs picking up our game, playing it, enjoying it, like speaking about it. So yeah, overall we're just expecting like lots of new players from Ronin.
Awesome. And I know Ronin is a very, very passionate chain. So like anyone that's on Ronin that loves Ronin will always embrace something new that comes to Ronin. So I think you're safe there, my friend. Next question here says, for players discovering Calamity for the first time, can you walk us through what their current playable experience looks like, and how will it evolve with the full MMORPG update?
Yeah, so right now our game looks more like a classic action RPG games, which means that we have a city. It's a social hub where players can see each other. They can interact with NPCs and use different mechanics, such as like blacksmith, auction house, gems system, skill rerolls. They can duel with each other in cities. They can trade with each other. Of course, they can like chat. They can add friends, etc. And our main game loop is inside of the dungeons. Dungeons is a set of like different rooms with different mechanics that you need to clear. We have like a standard dungeons, which is a set of 5 rooms, and you go from one room to another, killing mobs. We have like mechanics that somewhat reminds Vampire Survivors, where you are defending against like huge waves of mobs. We also have dungeons that have waves of low amount but really strong mobs, like an arena style. And we also have boss fights. And like all together, like is basically our like main game loop. You clean one level of difficulty, you move to another. Higher you go, you get better item drop. Your enemies become smarter, like mobs on higher levels of difficulty have some skills, some new skills that they don't have on the lower levels of difficulty. And as you go higher, you also get better gear and you have more active skills. So like your gameplay becomes like more and more interesting and fast-paced higher you go. Oh,
Awesome.
mentions that you can party with 2 of your friends, so you can go like in a party of 3 and clean dungeons together.
I do want to show a little bit of gameplay here. This is like an impromptu thing. Sorry, team, but just want to show a little bit of gameplay here. This is the announcement here for Ronin Network, by the way. And I'm just watching this, and I'm just like, dude, this is taking back to like Game Boy Advance days, to be honest. So like, I'm a little bit excited to try this out, but just wanted to share that with the crowd and show the game a little bit before we move on to the next question here. And this is the final question. And by the way, guys, the poll is live, so go ahead and vote how Dima is doing here on the first boss. And the last question on the first boss says, the recent sneak peek of the swamp biome looks incredible. Misty marshes, creaking bridges, beasts lurking in the shadows. Can you tell us about more about this MMORPG evolution and what other biomes we can expect to see?
Yeah. So basically, our like a big goal is to turn the game into an MMO experience, and we are slowly like evolving the game into an MMO. And I guess like the biggest difference of like current version of the game with the future MMO version of the game will be an open world big zones where you just like where you can go and grind for hours and you can meet other players there. So like our art department was preparing a lot of like new environmental biomes since the beginning of the year for this future MMO. But it's like it won't be live soon. It will take some time for the game to evolve into the MMORPG.
For sure. So that's going to do it for the first boss here. We're going to transition into our next boss here because I don't have the badge ready. So sorry about that, Ramen. Sorry, Ramen. I'm sorry. But the badge is live. I can bring that post up. Actually, I'll let you talk about the badge real quick, Ramen. Go ahead.
All right. You know me, my favorite part of the show. So listen, folks, the badge, number 1, is free. Go and collect this badge because we have individual badges for each one of our Boss Bass episodes, and this is going to hold some value for future utility inside of the Hato? Wait.
You say Boss Bass?
Did I just? No, I didn't. I didn't say Boss Bottles or Boss Bass.
I don't know, Damien. You gotta, Damien.
No, don't clip for me. Don't clip for me.
It sounded like you said Boss Bass. I don't know. Like I might have forgotten the video, but I didn't forget what the show was called.
He's just mad because I called him out on the timeline the other day. This is just get back to this. This is it right here in the flesh. Get your very own Calamity Boss Battles badge. Man, I'm really like double guessing myself now because that's going to hold some value for future utility in the Catalyst ecosystem down the line. And like I said, my favorite 4-letter word is absolutely free, and it's going to be available for a limited time. So make sure you grab this while we are here, and that link's going to be inside of the chat under the post.
Yes, sir. No, it's also been posted on the main Catalyst account. I'm going to repost it right now on my stuff, but right here, it's all you got to do. Click it right there. Boom. Easy. Done.
How many do we have? We got a lot. Oh, never mind.
I can check. I mean, look, we're going to scroll for a little bit, but I can check and see how much we have here. Let's see. I mean,
just like looking at all the different shows and the cartridges, it really is cool.
It really is cool. Like, look at how many people we brought on to Boss Battle. And some of these are like for Catalyst Effect too. So like we talked to a lot of people in this space. So pretty cool library here.
Little history right there. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm done reminiscing. Hopefully they're all still here.
Yeah. Hopefully we're not being too boomer today. Let's go into the next boss here.
Necromancer.
Ooh, that was spooky.
That was kind of spooky.
Shout out to Sersky for working on those, and I think Damien's had a good hand on that too as well.
Absolutely. Shout out to the Typo team too. Love catching all that stuff. Anyway, boss number 2. I know, taking shots back and forth. Are you ready, Dima?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. All right. Question number one, boss number two. You mentioned 1 million plus already invested and 600K personally invested in the by the founder. That level of personal commitment is rare. How has this self-funded approach shaped your development priorities compared to traditional VC-backed projects?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never been a part of VC-backed project, so I heard some really bad things about having VC money on board, like them dictating some requirements and then just dumping on you as soon as you go TGE. So, like, I don't know. Our vision from the beginning was like no VCs. So our initial raise was like just a small raise from angels, like almost a year ago, and like the first year was funded by me. Then we went into public with like an MVP. We raised a small angel round, and after that, I was also like funding the project out of my own pocket. And I don't know, like as I mentioned, that's my passion project. I'm building the games that I enjoy myself, and I hope that other people will also enjoy it, and they will see like how much of like hard work and sweat and like soul were put into the game and into the gameplay. I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit stressful to fund the game like out of your own pocket, but at the same time, you know, like if you want to build like something great, you should be ready to like not have like a plan B. You go just all in, and many times like something beautiful comes out of such approaches.
I love that. Go all in. I love that.
Yeah,
I mean, at this point, there is not much options, right?
True. That's so true.
Well, there's something to be said about this, right? Because I understand your sentiment with VCs and what you said about what it is that they do, and well, it's mostly true. I'm not going to sit there and say that it doesn't happen, but when somebody, you know, when I look at this, when a founder says they put up personal money or they bootstrap, that says something about the founder. People always say, oh, we follow the people. Oh, we follow the founders or whatever. But follow founders like Dima who actually back this thing up with his own money, because there's a certain amount of commitment and passion and things that you need to be able to do that. So if you weren't absolutely passionate about making this thing work, you probably would have went around and looked for the VC. But the fact that you said, I'm going to do this with my own money to help source it, to do this, to drive the player community, that's a big step in. And you got to have respect where it's due, because a lot of people will cave and they'll just go for the VC money because it's easy. And what's that they say when you dance with the devil or whatever? It's kind of weird sometimes, like the expectation from the money that's there. So I think it's forced into making people produce shitty products because of VC. Damn it, I said it.
Yeah. And also, like, to add to your point, like, it's just like we know that like people that are more genuine, like they're putting their money where their mouth is, versus like people are putting other people's money where their mouth is. I do want to shout out the chat real quick. And first is Dima Privet. I don't know what that means.
Privet.
Is that Russian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm missing something.
We also have Niquito that says, hi, Calamity Hold. So I guess he's a holder? I'm not sure.
I mean, I guess. To be honest, like I don't remember this name from holders, but maybe.
Got some fans here in the chat. But anyways, back to you, Rob. I just wanted to shout out the chat real quick.
No, that's all good. Yeah, let's go on. And question number 2. The Rec Token powers your player-driven economy. Many games struggle with players immediately selling earned tokens. What keeps your community holding and reinvesting rather than extracting value? That's a really great question.
Oh, I mean, that's science, like an alchemist looking for a secret to make gold out of something else, right? Like each project is looking for these secret souls. Like, I think that players should be ready to pay for fun, without expecting to extract more than they put into the game. And this will bring, this additional value to your ecosystem that will make it not just a zero-sum game, not just a Ponzi, but something legit. But at the same time, we see sentiment on the market we see that crypto audience is looking for projects, for games that have like gambling and risk elements inside of them. And like specifically right now, we are working on the like economy and monetization part of the game. And in our future playtests, we'll be implementing monetization, in-game economy, some like rewards pools that are created by players. And we are also, like adding some of the gambling elements, some of the risk elements to the to fun gameplay. So we are looking at this, like sweet spot between like what crypto audience wants and like adding some cool real-time gameplay on top of that. And hopefully, we will find this, like a perfect balance.
Yeah, I do want to shout out some of the new chatters here. My freaking mic is going crazy. What's good says sexy papito. I don't know what that's all about, but
that's our holder. Yeah, that's my boy.
That's your boy, all right? We also have Zai Meow. By the way, guys, if you're new to the stream, hit that follow button. Zai Meow says hello. Hello to you as well. Love the enhanced system in your game. Shout out
Thanks,
Infernus. Community pulled up today. Back to you, Ramen, from Discord.
No, that's great, man. A lot of community showing up. I love that. They need your help with the votes. Make sure they pass all the 3 bosses.
Speaking of votes, keep your eyes peeled for the next poll coming in 5 seconds.
Awesome. And just really quick too for Dima, like I know you said you're trying to find that fine balance, and I figure that's like with a lot of different games. It's not one of the questions, but just really quickly, how hard do you find it is to try to find that balance between the fun element and still, I guess, keep an appeal for the Web3 gaming crowd? Is it tougher than?
I mean, it's super tough, especially when this space, changes so rapidly. Like this, like last 3 months, one thing is hot. Previous year, some other stuff was hot, and you need to adjust really quick to like provide what people want. So yeah, I mean that's one of the hardest tasks in terms of like building an economy and monetization systems.
No, that's fair. Thank you for that answer too. We're gonna move on to question number 3. You posted recently about an upcoming NFT pre-sale that you're calling the Only Path to Wyram or Wyram. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Can you tell us what these NFTs represent and what holders can expect from this exclusive opportunity?
Oh man, that's they're asking for a little bit of alpha here. Yeah, so we're preparing to have like a public sale maybe in the next 2 months. And basically it will be sale of tokens that are wrapped into like cool NFTs. We didn't release like much details before, and I don't want to give like a full breakdown, but those NFTs will be like a mixture of your own in-game apartments / in-game factories that produce some valuable resources, and also give some other like redacted perks to the holders. And we will be releasing all this information in the upcoming months. And basically we announced that we are having like a small pre-sale, and it's running. We mostly propose it to different like guilds and gaming communities because like one of the main mechanics is that this NFTs will have is a merging system where you can merge 3 lower tier NFTs into 1 higher tier NFT and gain like more power and more perks. So, it's really important to grab as many as you can without secondary market. And basically that's what we propose to people during the pre-sale, because on public sale, of course, it will be like limited amounts of into one hands. And that's thank you for the opportunity to shield our sale right now. Always glad.
We always love alpha on this show.
Every single time it happens, the community questions, someone's always trying to pry a little bit extra. Every single episode, I swear, it's like, oh, they're trying to get alpha. So Thank you, whoever wrote that one up. We see you out there. It's good. All right, we're gonna move on to the next question.
The poll.
Oh, that's right. Polls going live. Let's go.
Go vote.
Go vote. Vote
On
early.
Twitch.
Let's
On Twitch.
go. On Twitch.
So if they don't if I don't reach 85%, we don't proceed.
You would lose the game.
Oh shit! Yeah, guys, please don't vote. Don't vote.
No, they have to vote.
Then they gotta vote.
Yeah, well, you tell them to vote A or something. Just tell them to vote.
Yeah, if you pass with the 90%, we got $3 million in funding rounds coming up quick. No, yeah. Make
Okay,
sure we
so
go
now
vote,
stay.
folks. Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good.
Awesome. All right, now that we got the votes out there, let's go ahead and we're going to move on to the last question. You emphasized no inflated metrics and transparency in your recent announcement. In a space full of vanity metrics, what honest numbers can you share about your current player base and your engagement?
Oh, yeah. So up to this moment, we were never after big metrics. Once again, we don't have any VCs on the board, and as far as I know, pumping metrics is something that projects do in order to attract VCs and exchanges. At least that was the meta during the previous year. Maybe this year it changed a little bit. So we have a pretty strong and organic community. I don't know, maybe 30K followers on Twitter. I have no idea how many followers on Discord. I guess more than 10K. And if you're speaking about the game itself, during the first of all, it's super dependent on rewards that you provide during playtests. And our latest playtest was only for a cosmetic NFT skin, and we had up to 2K unique accounts in the game. And I guess our biggest playtest was last year, and there we had maybe 5K people participating and 400 people online at the same time. And if there are rewards at stake during the playtest, there are some crazy retention metrics, at least from the top of the leaderboard. People can play 160 hours during 10 days if they're competing for the top spots. And basically, after the last of such playtests, when people were no life grinding and it was super unhealthy, we decided that we need to change our philosophy a little bit and limit the amount of time that people can play during one day per one character. Because if you let them grind, they will grind nonstop.
Yeah, if I ask a question real quick, are you guys gonna pivot? I don't know if this is in the questioning. Hold on, I don't think it is. But are you guys going to pivot to more of a live games as a service, maybe a season based thing? Because you you're mentioning that you're seeing a lot of feedback for reward based type of gameplay, and I think an easy way to do that would be season passes or something. Is that what you guys are aiming for?
Yeah, before MMO, it will be season based game. Yeah, for sure. So that's something that we are aiming for. With as you mentioned, with the battle passes that unlock your access to play to earn mechanics.
Sounds good to me, Ramen. Shit.
Yeah, I honestly I can't allocate 16 hours a day, and I think that's good. I like that approach because anytime I've ever seen a game that has a grind-based leaderboard, I don't have a person I can shift with at my house where after I play for 8 hours, I can bring on my buddy. So it's for me, it's kind of defeating seeing anything that's kind of grind based. So I actually like the limited runs battle pass to move towards more a skill based type thing. I know you're shaking your head. I know you're not.
Grind is the
not
best
that good a
part about
gamer, so it
MMOing.
takes you longer. I get you.
The grind, the hunt, the thrill over the chase for the loot, man. Come on now. We do have an
How do you
audience
do it?
question here. Real quick. Nikito says, how long until the next beta?
Yeah, so we planned to launch the next playtest this month. But then we decided that we want our next playtest to be already monetized with already launched in-game economy. So it So we need to prepare a couple more mechanics before that. It takes us a little bit longer. So we expect the next playtest to be end of this month, maybe the beginning of the next month. Yeah, but it will have some cool new mechanics.
More alpha for you, Nikita. Hope you like the answer. Next question or next comment here says, "Pass for P2 earn is a good idea. Thanks," says Infernus. And back over to you, Ramen.
Nice. Yeah. Like I said, no grind to earn, pass to earn. I like that. I like the limited runs. I like the skill-based events. But there are some that are
For
grindy.
now.
Like that. For now. I know. All right. Last question. Boss number 2. The roadmap mentions expanding to 5 additional languages. Where are you seeing the strongest organic growth, and how is that influencing your development priorities?
Yeah, I guess the person missed something. We already have lots of supported languages. So yeah, we have 6 or 7 languages in our game, because we see that there is lots of players from South America. There's a lot of players from Southeast Asia, lots of players for China. So we already provided translation to Chinese, Portuguese, Spanish, Vietnamese, and a couple more languages.
Nice. Somebody out there missed that alpha, folks. We got it. We've got languages for everybody. So make sure.
I mean, thankfully nowadays we have an AI solutions, so you can translate your game pretty easily. You don't need to hire lots of translators anymore. You just use the UI, and it provides really nice level of translation.
I like
for
that.
for an
Shout out.
indie game,
Shout
it's very cool.
Yeah, I just want to take a quick moment to shout out AI if you're listening. Listen, I'm on your side, so if you decide to take over a few rows down the road, just let me know. I'm your guy, Skynet. All right.
I'm always typing thank you. Just
ChatGPT, if you could be so kind as to provide me a great format for exactly. Who else does that really, by the way? Yeah, Kato's not nice to his LLMs, I don't think. How do you talk to your GPT?
Actually, you know what? I actually do think and I use proper tone, because when I do that, I get better results, and that's proven. So be nice to your LLM overlords. SNM Max or SM Max. Well, I said that wrong.
Wait, pause.
Bro, I'm Hispanic, but
What does that have to do with anything?
El Español.
What?
Look what he wrote. He wrote Spanish. I'm trying to read in Spanish.
Oh, that's the next. Yeah. Good.
Open your eyes, man. We also have a comment here from Chezest. Man, I'm gonna call him Copperpock. I'm really butchering these names. Love Calamity. Me gusta. We got some Latins pulling up. Okay, I see y'all in chat. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Let's see. Was that the last question, Robert?
Yeah, that was it. That wraps it up. Boss number 2, my friend.
All right, guys, we're gonna run a quick 2-minute ad. It's a little in-house ad, a little fun ad. So enjoy the show.
Foolish crypto hodl. Foolish crypto hodl. With a name like that, this guy thinks he's a crypto guru, but he's really just a shit gamer. Isn't this the guy who thinks a minimap is a requirement for a game? Fool! It doesn't surprise me that this loser quit Valorant! Don't be like him, gamers. Get Slurpee. It'll make your gaming experience over 9,000! Drink Slurpee. Enjoy the blast. Know your place, gamers! Know your place! Follow for more content, or your
I like what you got there. Let me show you what I got. Check this.
Slurpee.
I see you dancing, Robin.
Catalyst.
Shout out to Sir Sapient for the Slurpee ad. Shout out to me for the other one. Smurfic? When Smurfic? Wait. What is Smurfic? It's Slurpee, man. What is this? When? What
Another
is that?
typo?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe is that something in Calamity? I don't know. I don't know the lore here.
No, I guess that's like about your drink. Like, is it real? Yeah, I can get it somewhere.
Coming soon, pending. Unsure. Maybe. Wink, wink. We don't know.
Oh, stop telling so much, bro. Chill.
I'm not the salesman here, okay? Rob is the salesman, all right?
Yeah, so buy Chunk Monster Boss and One-Eyed Willie. Wait, no. What is this? Jester Copperpot. What's Chunk Monster Boss? I can't even say that right. One-Eyed Willie. What is this? A drink that you're trying to make?
I don't even know, but we have some Argentina in the chat. Shout out Argentina.
Let's go.
Shout out Argentina.
Shout out Argentina steakhouses. Let's go. We appreciate all of those that are out there. That's all the Fogo de Chaos that are out there. So that's actually great.
Fogo de Chao.
Okay.
We also got Lord Argo saying hello. Welcome in, Lord Argo. First message from Lord Argo.
Hey,
You guys
hello.
pulled up today. Be sure to follow the stream if you guys are having a great time. Be sure to follow Catalyst and follow Calamity. So we're getting into some more questions here
Right.
after the lightning round.
It's time for the Slurpee Voltage round. Sponsored by Slurpee Voltage. Feel the energy.
All right, so how this is going to go, this is your cooldown period. This is not going to affect your score at all. And we're going to have 5 questions from me and then 5 questions from Ramen. These are like rapid fire, quick and go. First question says, warrior, archer, or mage? Which class would you personally main and why?
Warrior. I just like to, take damage. I am damage receiver.
Okay. Likes damage. Question number 2 says, what is the rarest piece of loot currently in the game?
I mean, it's an epic loot tier 2, if it says something to you.
Ooh.
There's like lots of items inside of that tier.
He's not going to tell, but he's going to give you a hint. Next question says, if you could add any classic MMORPG boss to Calamity, who would it be?
I don't know, like Ragnaros, just because it's like the most popular, I guess, and something that came to my mind. But definitely not my favorite boss.
Okay, for sure. Second place, Ragnarok. Most satisfying skill combo to pull off in combat.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Yeah, sure. Most satisfying skill combo to pull off in combat.
I mean, in Calamity?
Yes.
For me, as a warrior lover, it's Whirlwind.
Okay. And then last question here for me. Biggest oh no moment during the recent playtest.
What moment? Sorry.
Oh no moment.
Oh no moment. Oh yeah, when we saw that we don't have wallets submitted by the players.
Oh no, that's a big oh no. Yeah, it's a big oh no. Like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? All right, Robin, get the next 5.
All right. Coffee or energy drinks during crunch time?
Coffee.
All right. Which team member has died the most embarrassing death in playtesting?
I mean, Xem. That's our tech art.
Oh man, shout out Sam. Rip. If Calamity had a theme song, what genre would it be?
I guess like rock or like rock from 90s. Like,
Oh, okay. Well, now you got to name a band. It's not a question, but what would you play? I'm curious.
oh man, I don't know. Something like maybe I'm trying to, not be embarrassed. I don't know, something like Red Hot Chili Peppers, something like that.
That's actually a really, really, really good pick. Shout out Californication, one of my favorite albums. Got that when it first came out on CD, folks. That's right. We used to have these little things we used to put inside of devices that played music.
Why are you
Oh,
shouting
boom.
to the crowd about being a boomer, bro? Chill
Yeah,
out.
you know, like when I'm thinking about Calamity, I'm always thinking about Warcraft PvP movies, like back from like Wrath of the Lich King and Burning Crusade.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed those like music. I mean, I had a track list of music out of those movies.
Nice.
Oh man, that's dedication right there. Most requested feature that you're definitely not adding.
Oh shit! I mean, that was fishing, but we will be adding fishing. So I mean, I can't think of anything else right now. I mean, there was so much of requests for fishing, and yeah, it fits really nice with our like future plans.
Okay, describe Calamity's combat in exactly 3 words.
A real-time combat, but that's like very boring. I mean, I would say it's juicy.
It's
And
okay. We'll take it's juicy. Yeah. We're doing that. We're taking it. I like juicy combat. That's gonna wrap it up for the lightning round. Great job on all those questions. And we're gonna move on to the final boss. So hopefully all the members from the Play Calamity community are out there, have been getting those votes in and lurking here in the chat, making sure
Oh,
that they,
yes.
help us pass.
Speaking of the chat, we have
Lord
a
Argo
lot
in the
of-
mix. I see you, Argo.
We got a lot of chatters here. Well, you want to read this one? Dash or dude, some of the movement for all classes. We need it. We love dashes. I agree
yeah,
with
he is so right. Yeah, that's something that we will never implement, but everybody asks for that.
that.
Wait, no dashing? There's no
No
dashing.
dashing. Yeah, it's just doesn't correlate with our philosophy.
Ooh.
You know, we
I
are
don't know
not
how I
making.
feel about
we are
that.
not making about. We're not making the game for young people with lightning reflexes. We are making game for old farts that need
thank
to
you.
play slowly.
Now you're speaking my language, Diva.
Well, this is what Lord Argo said. Here is half of the audience is boomers in the 90s. So, like, I guess you're kind of spot on there. You know your audience pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, majority spending happens between 29 and 37 males target them. Okay, yeah, you're about right. That's right. We're here.
We also have a comment here. Well, there's some discussion about your face being doxxed. Seven was saying your face was doxxed a long time ago because Lord Argo thought your face was just revealed today. So, news for you guys. He's already been doxxed, apparently. Also, question here from Ark. Is there going to be PvP in the game in the future?
Yeah, I mean, there is PvP right now in the game. You can go into duels with other players. We are also implementing wagering for duels, so you can put like tokens or gold coins at stake when you go into duels. And we are also working on the future mechanic that will involve 3 versus 3 PvE/PvP game mode. Something inspired by MOBA games, like inside of Calamity.
For sure. We also have another statement here from Ara. Says Warriors already have a dash, sort of, and then they also go on to say mages can blink like Flash in League.
Yeah, there are like skills that let you move, but there is like no classic dash. I mean, if you want, you can pick those skills. If you don't want, you can pick some other skills and don't have any like dashes. It's like it's your choice. But if we implement dashes inside of the game, we will need to build all the like in-game bosses, taking into considerations that users need to dash. We need to build like all PvP and PvE mechanics, which we don't want to do.
I don't know if this is a compliment or an insult, but Old Fart Studios is what this guy's saying.
Yo,
Seva is my friend and co-founder, so
Compliment. Got it.
oh man,
it's
All
like
right.
self-irony.
For sure. Let's move on to our final boss here. We got to couple more questions to go through. Chat, keep your eyes peeled for the poll going into the last boss. Let's go into it.
Worm.
All right, and on this final round, me and Ramen are going to alternate on the questions. So I'll ask one, he'll ask one, and so on and so forth. First question says, the migration from base to Ronin is a major infrastructure change beyond just the leading home for Web3 gaming. What specific technical or economic advantages does Ronin provide for your evolving MMORPG vision?
Yeah, so if we're speaking about the move to Ronin, we are looking more at just lots of like a big user base and lots of real players over there. Since we are Web 2.5 game, we don't make a lot of transactions during the gameplay. We don't like rely on the infrastructure side of the Ronin. But I had some like really warm and nice feedback from our developer, considering like deploying contracts on Ronin, because previously we were on a, as I mentioned, on a Treasure network, which is ZK EVM, and it was like a lot trickier to make and deploy contracts there. So like our blockchain developer is super happy with Ronin. It's something that he is like very familiar with and very easy to build there.
Awesome. We're going to go to Ramen for the next question.
All right, the upcoming Played and airdrop program is generating excitement, but many games struggle with extractive farming behavior. What mechanisms ensure participants are genuinely engaged rather than just grinding rewards?
Yeah, so we're looking closely into the Cambria model of making like a playtest and seasons, where basically players buy battle passes, and those money that they pay for battle passes don't go into our pocket, but instead they go into the rewards pool, and by that like reward pool grows. So basically it means that if you want to get juicy rewards, you need to buy a battle pass first, and this action like cuts a lot of extractors by itself. And also like we have like once again a game with a real time gameplay, and it's harder to make bots and automated actions compared to other projects that are just on chain.
No, absolutely loving that answer. Yeah, it's always hard, right? Trying to figure out who's engaged and who's just grinding. It is a little bit of both every time. We're gonna go on to the next question. Back to Otto.
Yeah, we're going to go to a couple of questions here in the chat. Deranged, interesting name, says, when is the official release? And I know you already talked about like a playtest coming in, but maybe just like a little window into like your supposed release date.
I mean, that's like an official release is a very, very abstract term, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say that we already like had an official release, because like our game is not like vertical slice, it's not like a beta, it's a full game already, but we will be adding more and more features, mechanics, and different modes into it. Yeah, I mean, if you're speaking about like an official release with some monetization and economy, hopefully next month. So it's really close.
Asking you shall receive, Deranged. Next question here from the chat says, do you plan to add clans with some system of stats improvement according to the clan level or something like that?
Yeah, we definitely are working on a guild system, but I don't know, not specifically not what he mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, but like first of all, we just want to make like a mechanic where you can create guilds, add guild members, and to make a guild leaderboard, so guilds can compete with each other for some rewards. And further in the development, we will be expanding this guild system with some like guild staking and unlocking new mechanics and perks for guilds, and more competition between guilds for the in-game resources.
For sure. And guys, be sure to chat. This is your last boss here to have questions answered, basically. Get your questions in. Another one says, any thought to possible collabs? And if so, how may they look?
I don't know. I have nothing to disclose about collabs right now.
For sure. Let's move on to our next line of questioning here. And we'll read some more chat questions here in just a second. The Worm token and future lords of the Calamity MMO economy positioning suggests major tokenomics plans. How does this economic system create sustainable value rather than just speculation around scarcity?
Yeah, so basically, I guess like each multiplayer MMO game has pretty much the similar model for their token. It's basically like how we have gold in World of Warcraft or some other currencies in other games. Like imagine instead of those tokens, or instead of those coins, you have your token inside of the game, and you're basically trading inside of the game with a token, which means you're trading with like a real currency with a real value. So like that's like the main utility for the token. Besides that, we will have like a long list of like complementary utilities. We will have staking outside of the game. I already mentioned like wagering for different competitive mechanics, like gambling between players, some like gambling mechanics such as fishing, where you can spend your tokens and maybe win more tokens. So I mean, yeah, like so first of all, it's bootstrapping trading inside of the game. We have an auction house, which is like very complex tool that lets players to trade any items inside of the game.
So
Yeah.
like, just to ask a question, just to follow up, it kind of sounds like you're having a bunch of mini games within the ecosystem that have like some sort of like economy play with the token. Is that correct, or am I not understanding that correctly?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. We will be adding like inside of our game in the city, some like mini games that players can play between each other, or like interacting with NPCs besides just like greening mobs.
Copy that. All right. Let's get to Ramen for the next question here.
All right. Looking at the evolution of successful Web3 games, many pivot towards lighter blockchain integration over time. Where do you see Calamity in 2027? Do you see it with deeper Web3 features or more traditional gaming with optional blockchain elements?
Yeah, we're going basically the second route. So it's more like a Web2 friendly game, but with crypto elements. That's our like long-term vision. But we are starting with a crypto audience. They're like our initial community. They're our supporters. They're our investors. So our Web2 plans will happen only after we gain success in the Web3. Because like we saw many games that raised from Web3 audience and then like cut all the Web3 elements out of their games and like basically rugged their Web3 community and went into Web2. We don't want to like follow this route. We like know where we are. We know for whom we build. So like right now, our focus is totally on Web3. But in future, of course, we plan to attract Web2 players into our game.
A great approach. No, great approach. Yeah, I see a lot of these games going, like I said, for the optional, some of the optional blockchain elements, or like some heavily abstracted features where it's blockchain, but people don't really know. So that's a great answer for that. We're gonna move that back to Hado for the next question.
All right, guys, and just a quick reminder here: we're about like maybe under 3 minutes left for the poll. Get your votes in, guys. We got about 19 viewers, so just get your votes in. Give it your honest feedback, and I'm going to read some more comments here from the chat. And the question here says, Dima, can we have more hidden meme references in games? Some hidden collabs with different Chain Sia games and games. Some ball from Sparkball or penguins in abstract form.
I mean, I'm not against this, but what I care about is about like how to say immersion inside of the game. Maybe not like quite the correct term, but like if you put a car, for example, inside of a fantasy game, it totally breaks an immersion inside of the game, totally breaks visuals, etc. So just like adding memes inside of the game is not something that I would like to do. I would try to stick to like fantasy stylistics. But if it doesn't break like these fantasy stylistics, if it can be integrated like in a natural way, I'm totally up for such collabs.
Absolutely. If it makes sense, it'll fit in the game. Then you'd probably do it. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. I mean, that's something that bothers me a lot of times. So like when fantasy game, for example, launches some character collection or PFP collection, and there are like fantasy characters with a rolled cone on top of their head, like it always like pisses me off. Like,
yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Like in Call of Duty, I see like a bunch of anime characters running around. It doesn't make sense to like for that to be in Call of Duty. So I understand where you're coming from completely. Robin, are we on question 15?
Yeah. Oh, you sidetracked over there. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, so it'd be 15.
Hey, I'm doing a lot over here, man. If someone was thinking about acquiring worm tokens or getting involved with Calamity, how would you explain that to them the value of holding? What is the value of being in the Calamity economy?
I mean, as always, if you believe that we are building some nice product, and I guess we've already proven that we can make a fun game, it's up to us to prove that this fun game can has like nice in-game economy. That's something that we want to prove in like upcoming 2 months with the next big playtest. So basically, the buying a token, you just buy into our future success and into like a profit sharing from an in-game economy. And also, if you're a player yourself, there will be like tons of ways to spend tokens inside of the game to make your progression faster, to make more tokens back from play to earn mechanics, etc.
Alrighty. We're down to the last question. Ramen, take it away.
All right, here we go. Final question. When somebody asks, what did Calamity accomplish in 2027, what specific measurable outcome would define the success beyond just bringing classic MMORPGs to the blockchain?
I mean, I don't know, like hopefully we can be known like outside of the Web3 by 2027. I think it's a pretty nice goal.
Nice. Loving that answer. Very short, very specific. Not too bad. I like it. I like the answers that were given today.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. You know, I'm more of a builder type. I'm not very like public, but since I'm a founder, I have to crawl out of my cave from time to time.
Dima, it's okay. All you got to do is you got to find out what flavor of ramen do you want to be, and you can have a cool avatar just like mine. We need like a udon cache or something. You can have a cool VTuber. We can have Dima the final boss in Calamity.
Ramen, you're the final boss.
Fine. I'm the final boss. Fine.
You want to have underlings that look like you? Want a Robin Revolution? What is this shit?
I may already have underlings roaming around somewhere that haven't been claimed yet. Who knows?
Hey, it takes a lot of courage, Dima, to come up to the show and kind of like talk about your game, your passion, or whatever. So like I do appreciate that. I think you did answer to the best of your ability. But now it's time to see what the chat thinks. What does the chat think of how you did today? Let's find out.
To the best of your ability sounds like I'm handicapped, or how to say.
Hey, I talk at the best of my ability, and I gotta do what I gotta do, right? So let's go over the bosses. Dima.
Yeah, sorry, I need to do something.
No.
I just wait, right?
Yeah, you just wait. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Dima, on boss number 2, you scored 100 out of 100.
That's better than I play in Calamity.
Maybe some of that talent you can take it back to Calamity. On boss number 3, scored a 60 out of 100.
Okay, it didn't age well. It's too early.
It all comes down to boss 1, chat. And on boss number 1, Dima scored 100, which puts him at 86 average. He is today's winner. He is today's winner. Let's go.
Thank you, Chad.
You won. How you feeling? Can I get some claps in chat? Get some claps in chat. Dima has defeated all the bosses. 86%. How you feeling?
I mean, feeling good. I mean, even if I would like score 50, I would still feel good, to be honest. But scoring 86, I mean, that's not me. That's all Chad. Thank you, Chad.
Yes, and you brought your community, and your community fought for you. They fought for you tooth and nail, and by the skin of your teeth, you won. Ramen, take off the face covering. Ramen, can you tell us what our winner won today?
Absolutely, Dima. Well, if you enjoyed the cart that we made for the community, well, guess what, my friend? We've got something special for all the founders to come on the show and pass. Now, much like all the other projects that come on here, it is a little bit of alpha, but we'll give you a sneak peek that this is going to have some utility in the future Catalyst ecosystem. And I'm going to put all that responsibility onto Mizzy. But yes,
sir.
you definitely
Yes,
have won
sir.
something there. And if you haven't collected those carts, fam, I'm telling you, you still have time to go and collect that free cart for free.
And before we wrap, I just want to show this real quick. Come to the Catalyst account or my account. We've reposted it. Get your free cartridge, like Rama was saying. And that's going to do it for our show today. Shout outs to Dima for pulling up and the community of Calamity for pulling up. Fantastic show today, guys. And, we'll be back, I think, on the 10th, Ramen, of June. Got another show coming up on the 10th of June. So we'll see you guys there. But thanks for watching, guys. Hit the follow button on your way out, guys, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Let's go. I tried to read.